Next up, I am overjoyed to welcome Darcie Little Badger, who is our YA fiction faculty, young adult fiction faculty. She is a Lipan Apache writer with a PhD in oceanography. Her critically acclaimed debut novel, Elatsoe, was featured in Time magazine as one of the best 100 fantasy books of all time. Alatsoe also won the Locus Award for Best First Novel and is a Nebula, Ignite, and Lodestar finalist. Her second fantasy novel, A Snake Falls to Earth, received a Nebula Award, an Ignite Award, and a Newbery Honor, and is on the National Book Awards long list. Shene Lende, the prequel to Alatsoe, will be published in 2024. Darcie is married to a veterinarian named Taryn. Welcome to the stage, Darcie.
Hello. Let me move in the center. Hello, everyone. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, it's already been published. Whoa, what is this? Um, Thank you so much for allowing me to read to you. And I think I'm going to read from Lente. I'm going to jump into the last fourth of the book. So just as a brief explanation, the main character, Shane, this is 1970s Texas. She does search and rescue with her mom, but she can raise the ghosts of animals. So that's why this is fantasy. And she's currently doing a search and rescue mission in the land below, where the dead dwell, among other things. And so I'm going to do the end of one chapter and start the beginning of the others. And Nellie's her ghost dog. Shane and Nellie now stood at the edge of a vast, deep valley. Far away, a silvery river cut the land, the water running parallel to the... Oh, sorry, what was that? Oh, that's weird. I heard a sound. The land running parallel to the mountain range. But that wasn't Shane's greatest concern. A herd of animals filled the valley. From high, they resembled toys in a diorama. They were elephant-shaped but larger and furred and lumbering. The oldest, biggest one had heavy white tusks which curled upwards and end in points. Within the center of the herd, babies clumsily trotted after their mothers and other relatives. They moved at a leisurely pace. None grazed, but the valley was rich with grasses. The water must have attracted life because birds, indistinct with distance, settled in flocks along its bank, and antelope-shaped mammals with long faces trotted near the edge of the herd. Although the animals were similar to elephants and antelope, Shane had only seen them in a museum. With a growing sense of foreboding, she thought back to a display on Giants of the Ice Age, which featured a woolly mammoth standing over a pair of snarling saber-toothed tigers and a short-faced bear that made grizzlies seem compact in comparison. "I'm in a prehistoric sanctuary, Amelia," she said. Now this is Shane's voice speaking to her little brother, Marcos. "Do you remember that exhibit, Marcos? It was rare for Ma to get a day off, even when she wasn't working for money. She was working for us, keeping house and preparing enough food to last the week. It was her birthday, so we took a bus into town and walked to a grand stone building with a sprawling green lawn. A broad staircase led to a row of marble pillars outside the entrance, and through the heavy doors, past a gray-haired man at the front desk, we stepped into the Hall of Dinosaurs. Skeletal giants, T-Rex and Triceratops and other iconic species were posed like they were fighting or grazing. They didn't bother you. Maybe that's because they looked so dead. However, deeper in the museum, we saw the giants of the Ice Age, an exhibit with life-size wax replicas of prehistoric mammals. They had wiry fake fur, white teeth, and glinting glass eyes. And you stood in front of the woolly mammoth, which was bigger than an elephant, with tusks the lengths of cars, and broke out crying. I'd heard you cry 100 times for her. This was different because you were bawling at a goofy-looking wax statue, not anything serious. So maybe I sounded amused when I asked what's wrong. And you hid behind Ma, clinging to her skirt and pointing up. They'd given the mammoths a bland expression. To me, it seemed more dead than the dinosaurs, but you disagreed, whimpering with fear, like the figure would lift her tree trunk leg and smush us. Well, Ma picked you up, made you feel taller, and said they're related to elephants, but bigger. Big animals can be gentle, she explained, and they usually are if you give them space. I wasn't smiling anymore, since the inverse is also true. Little things can be dangerous, the most dangerous. I thought then about viruses and bacteria, the diseases that spread like wildfire through a human body, hidden in the blood, the lungs, the heart, embedded within the person we love. I thought about that a lot when I was young, and I guess I still do, and I bet you do too. The mammoths are all gone now, Ma said. They went extinct. And you asked, like us? I never see Ma look so, you may not understand this word, but it's the best I got, aghast. No, she said, extinct means dead. And you very stoically replied, I know. So she carried you away from the Hall of Dead Things and out of the Natural History Museum, which displays wax lip on Apaches in the hall next to the dinosaurs. Instead, we found a mini golf course. Since you were small, Ma let you roll your ball with your hand, and I got a hole in one. And later, after we'd eaten ice cream and gone home, I lay in bed thinking of woolly mammoths, wondering why you'd cry so hard. I felt a bit like crying too. And that's that. And yes, I'm in an office with a neon sign on the wall with my initials, a bookshelf with a bunch of my books, and there's like a space theme going on. It's kind of like an I Spy novel, honestly, where you see a lot of things, but there's my Nebula Award with little planets in a glass, and that's a space girl standing next to my Nebula Award, and there's candles, and I have short pink hair. All right, thank you, everyone.